What do I love about 90s minimalism? All of it. Hi, I'm Diana, and 90s minimalism is back, baby, and I'm excited about it. Not because I lived through it the first time and I want to be young again, but because I feel like it's such a timeless and classic look that is not overdone. It works on any age, and it works almost in any situation. But to be honest, 90s minimalism is a little bit boring for a quirky gal. So how can we take 90s minimalism and use it as a base and then layer our quirky modern life on top of it? That's what this video is about. I am so ready. Now, when talking about minimalism, people love to talk about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, but I am not going to do that because my favorite 90s muse is Christy Turlington. I'm actually inspired by all of the supermodels of the 90s. I could talk for hours. Endless hours about 90s supermodels, but I'm not going to do that. I'm picking one, and it's Christy Turlington, who, first of all, absolute perfection, but none of us can ever reach that. So we're not trying to look like Christy Turlington, but we're going to use these ideals that I spotted on her in the 90s. And that was that her hair could be anything, and she was still herself. I love that about 90s minimalism, is that hairstyles were long, short, fearless, bold, interchangeable, or completely natural. What you wanted to do with your hair was your grand experiment. It was your choose your own adventure, and it was a fun time for hair. And it was an excellent time for tampering down the heavy makeup of the 80s, and they went absolutely almost natural looking. Now, when I say almost, I mean it was never quite natural looking. It was a polished look. It looked like there was some makeup, but it wasn't overdone. And that's what we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about minimalism in makeup, minimalism in hair, and minimalism in style. And then how can we make these for today's day? So I'd like to show you how I created this minimalist look with Typology products, because Typology is the sponsor of today's video, and I cannot say enough about these products. I started with their wonderful cleansing milk and exfoliating toner, because if you're going to make a beautiful birthday cake underneath it, you can't have a lumpy bumpy cake that fell out of the pan. You want to have a nice clean and smooth surface. I love this moisturizer, this 9-ingredient moisturizer, because it's first of all made with only 9 ingredients. It's made with the most natural ingredients and the fewest ingredients possible, and it works so well. And it looks great under what we're going to do. And I can't say enough about this tinted serum. This really is my daily driver of skin tints, because I wear this nearly every day. I do 1 drop of light mixed with 1 drop of fair, and that evens out to my skin tone. And let me tell you a little something about this tinted serum. But I remember specifically one day wearing it to a party, and I was talking to someone, and the woman next to me said, "You know what? I'm sorry for staring at you like this, but what are you putting on your skin? I need to know, and I need it right now." And that has happened to me more than once wearing this tinted serum. It's not my skin, it's the tinted serum on my skin, because I can go out with bare skin and nobody says that to me. And it doesn't have full coverage, so I don't look like a doll. I look like me, just a little more evened out. Also important to your minimalist look is eyebrows. You want to make sure your eyebrows are in control and enhanced. We're not talking about 90s skinny brows, and we're also not talking about 90s matte brown lipstick, because those are the older ideals that will make you look dated. We're going to update this with fuller brows that are natural looking, and we're going to talk about some of these new lip balm colors, like this coral color. I thought that I was going to love this on my lips, but I actually really love this to warm up my cheeks. And I just put it on a brush to spread it out a bit, and I tap it on, and it gives me the warmest, glowiest glow. Now, of course, I could also wear it on my lips, but in this look, I want to put on the rosewood color on my lips. I use a little bit of these colors on my eyelids and a little bit of concealer in the corner of my eyes. This concealer lasts forever and gives really good natural coverage. I do like to dust their mattifying powder all over this look because it gives me the nicest, dewiest glow. It's never too much, it doesn't dry out my skin. And if you like the shinier look and you need that shine, then just leave it as is, but I love this powder. It's so fine, and look at the texture. Look at the texture it gives me. Just the most perfect glow. And if you want a little bit of extra shine, extra color or a different color, they have all these wonderful lip oils. And here I am layering the dark cherry lip oil on top of the lip balm. And this is the most basic, minimalist, everyday look I do. I feel so good like this. Now, if you want a little extra zhuzh, then it's really just a matter of a little mascara, maybe a winged eyeliner, like a little tiny baby wing. I would also like to add that if you need a little bit of sheen, these glow drops are amazing. You only need 1 drop of it. See how much I used here? That little drop is going to go on my cheekbones, a little dot in the center of my eyelids, on my brow bones, on my collarbones, and on my chest. A little bit, whatever's left over, on my neck. It gives me the most beautiful moonlit glow. I love this entire line. You don't notice my makeup, you notice me. And if you're interested in any of these Typology products, if you order within the first week of this video being live, with a purchase of over $40, you will get this cleansing milk free, and it is so good. So definitely check my link below for that deal. Let's talk a little bit about minimalist hair. Minimalist hair! Minimalist hair of the 90s, I'm so excited. It really could have been anything. Like, do you remember when Gwyneth Paltrow looked like she was walking around with a haircut that she did herself in her kitchen at 2 in the morning? I love that about 90s minimalism, is that hair could be anything. It could be anything except for unhealthy looking. Of course, hair should be healthy looking always. Especially in these modern times, there are so many products available that you should be able to figure out how to make your hair quality look better. Whether it's serums, creams, mousses, gels, there's something for everybody. So I did a little blow drying on my hair today, and I put a little shine serum in it so that it looks polished. But now I'm going to spray a little texture spray in it and call it a day. I forgot to mention that I have kittens here, and that spray just freaked them out. We'll see them, don't worry. My favorite hair muses of the 90s were actually Bjork and Linda Evangelista. They could do anything with their hair, and they were still them. Even Christy Turlington went short, went long, wet hair, whatever. I love that. So even if I wanted to do something really weird with my hair, I would still have the focus on me with minimalism. What are we going to wear? Well, we're going to pick a real 90s minimalism kind of dress. I've got this great simple dress that has this tie that comes all the way around and ties in the front. This is so basic, this is so minimal, and so boring. I'd also like to mention that minimalism in the 90s involved barely any jewelry. It was kind of crazy how little jewelry we were wearing. It's almost like we just stepped right out of the shower. So I'm going to tone it down. I'm not going to go no jewelry. I'm just going to wear these little opal huggy hoops that I have in my store that I adore because I love them, and I'm not going to go no jewelry. I'd feel nude. And I'm going to wear some rings, and that's it. I'd like a little more texture. I'm afraid of scaring these kittens. This is Butters. The other one looks just like him, and her name's Coconut. Okay, that gave it a little something. Okay, so what are we going to do with this simple dress and hardly any jewelry? Minimal makeup, minimal hair. How are we going to be less boring? Well, you could do something modern, like wearing sneakers with your look. Here I am wearing my grown-up bag. And that's a conservative look, but it's pretty, and it totally works in most situations. Let's switch that bag out. I like this little green bag. Let's try a different pair of shoes. And I feel very good in these Birkenstock looking sandals. It feels very modern. Just because you're doing 90s minimalism doesn't mean that you're trying to copy 90s looks. You're just trying to copy those principles, those vibes. So an important part of modernizing your 90s look is to use modern fabrics. This tank top is much thicker and much more structured than what you saw in the 90s. You saw a lot of flimsy fabric. You saw rayons and all sorts of droopy fabrics. Now we get to have great fabrics and great structures, so that will already modernize your outfit. Okay, we're going to try a real 90s slip skirt look here, where it was the tank, the slip skirt, and the thing about when we talk about 90s minimalism, we are really talking about pre-94. What happened in 94? The Wonder Bra. The Wonder Bra ruined everything. Silhouettes used to be much more natural, and we didn't have to deal with the American bra. The Wonder Bra was really the beginning of the American bra era. I'm sorry, but that was not a good thing for us. It was not comfortable. It was not nice to have to present ourselves in that way. No, thank you. So pre-Wonder Bra, we had more natural silhouettes on top. So a tank top and a long slip skirt was a total 90s minimalism look. We're gonna do this. We're gonna keep these sandals on. I like this green purse because it modernizes it. And I love this outfit already. But once again, what do you do within minimalism to make it a little bit different? Let's add an accessory. What we're trying to do here is talk about these looks as a base layer and then layer your modern life over it. So what would I layer over this? How about this puffer vest for fall? I like that. How about the sneakers? How about a big modern tote bag? Sneakers, puffer vest, weirdo sunglasses. Still minimal, but modern. Cool. The 90s minimalism base layer is so helpful because it provides you with a framework that's going to allow you to look your best, look polished, look ready for the day. And you're going to feel really good feeling like that. And then when you put your new pieces over that, it's going to work. It's just going to work. One of my favorite 90s minimalism looks was the sleeveless turtleneck. Loved these in the 90s. I love them now. But how can I make this look feel fresher? This, I would give it a little bit of a twist and a tuck in the back. I like these modern strappy ballet flats. I like this red purse. Still minimal, nothing crazy, but I really like this weird modern color bag. I keep hauling this out when I want to make an outfit weird, but that's because it shows you the power of a weird accessory. And I don't want to own like 5 million of them, so I haul this one out. You have to own a weird accessory that you love to haul out time and time again. Mine is this. Okay, now to prove a point about 90s minimalism is that the hair doesn't matter as long as it looks clean and healthy and somewhat polished. Let's put it all back. More sleek. And to modernize this look, I think I would do an ear cuff up here. Nothing crazy, not a stack, just one. Okay, I think I just made my ear red because I didn't know where to put it, so I had to put it on several times. So I'll come back in a minute when it's not so red, but isn't that pretty? I love that. And let's just add a modern jacket on top. I like how this is going. Let's bring it back. Let's always bring it back. Modern, minimal, and not stuck in the 90s. So what do? You learn how to get your minimal base look going and then layer whatever you want on top of that. But don't go too far or you lose that minimalist look. You're just trying to look like you put some polish on it and left. Not like you spent hours getting ready. So what are we looking for? We're looking for natural but polished makeup looks. We're looking for natural, polished hair without too much styling. We're looking for minimal jewelry or none. But we're also looking for great modern fabrics and great modern cuts. And then on top of that, add your modern pieces and you are ready to go. Thank you to Typology, the sponsor of this video, for this gorgeous makeup look. Don't forget to check out my link below. This deal only lasts for a week. Want to see some kittens? I know you do. Here we go. We got coconut and we got butters. They're the new babies and you're going to see them a lot over the next few videos. A little camera shy right now. I'll see you soon.